What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today you join me with the all new sort of BMW M340i. This is the LCI 2 version of the 3 Series G20, which has been around for a while now, and this is the second facelift, but before the introduction of the new engines. So this is the last M340i with the Gen 2 B58. The Gen 3 B58 is coming to this car in Europe very soon with 392 horsepower. They already have this setup in the US, but this is what we've got right now, and I still think that this is probably the best car that BMW has ever made. It is so good. So today I'm going to show you around it. We'll talk a bit about the changes that they made in this second facelift, but not too much because I've already made a video of a 330e. Check it in the top right corner if you want to learn everything about the new 3 Series in general. Today I'm going to focus on the M340i bit of it. So, I'll show you around it, show you the spec, take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. Now, this is a new color for the LCI 2 3 Series, Arctic Race Blue, if I'm not mistaken. Very nice. Still have the new headlights and the new bumper design with a slightly different grille and some black stuff in the grille as well, especially down there for some more air. We have these wheels, M Performance wheels. I'm not sure how I feel about them. I think they fit the car really well. So if you just look at the car moving especially, I think they fit the car very well. But when I get up close and just look at the wheel itself, I don't think it's a very good looking wheel, but it works on the car for some reason. We've got Michelin Pilot Sport 5 tires around that. These are 19-inch wheels, 225 tire. They have changed the suspension for the LCI 2, so it's a little bit more comfortable in comfort mode, a little bit more dynamically capable in Sport Plus. They made some changes to the suspension at the front, but the most important thing I think that they changed is the mounting of the rear suspension. They've stiffened that up, and that is something you really feel. The rear feels a lot better than the pre-facelift, and well, it's just a completely different car compared to the first one, the pre-LCI, the one that Martijn owns, that we do a lot of stuff with, a lot of modifications and stuff like that. So honestly, it's a very, very big difference, this car compared to the first gen M340i, the pre-facelift. We've got the typical M340i exhaust tips as well, and even though this is an EU OPF everything car, it sounds really good. Yeah, it has a very good tone. Volume is okay. It does have some fake pops and bangs in the interior, but you can turn that off as well. The fake sound is not too loud. So yeah, again, I don't feel like they've ruined this car, which is great. And that goes for more things. Also in the interior, they kept a few things as they were and didn't change them according to the latest BMW trend, so to say. This is the B58, the second generation of this engine. As I said, there's also a third generation, which is in the 550e, the M760e, the X3 M50, but it's not yet in this car. However, if you order a new M340i in the Netherlands right now, you get the new 392 horsepower powertrain, which is great. However, there's not an unlock available for that car yet, and for this one there is. So you can unlock it, do a stage 1 or a stage 2 up to like 500 horsepower pretty easily. OPF delete, sounds amazing. You can do a downpipe, and you have like a crazy good car that will do everything. And that brings me to why I think this is the best BMW they ever made. It's got the best engine BMW has ever made. I mean, you can agree with that or not, but that is what I think. I think the B58 is the best. 374 horsepower in this one, 500 Newton meters. It is a mild hybrid. You can see that because it has the purple cable over there. And they have been ever since the, well, just before the first facelift. So you have a little bit of e-boost. They have improved that for the second LCI as well. So it is even more efficient, and the power delivery is even better. The start-stop system is better as well because of that. They have just perfected everything about it, and I'm really curious to see how that Gen 3 B58 feels in the M340i, because I do think it's a little bit better than this engine, because you have a different exhaust manifold, you have port injection, but it also felt a little bit more civilized than this. This feels a little bit more raw, I think, but we'll see that when we get to drive it in this car, because yeah, I can't really judge that based on other cars. So I think that covers it. Let's take it for a drive. I also just feel like it is at its most good looking right now. I didn't really like the introduction of the new lights when they did that on the LCI, but I do think that the front looks very clean this way, and the rear is so good looking. I don't think they changed a lot. They just changed the lower part of the bumper, but it's perfect as it is. Okay, let's start it up in Sport Plus. Listen to that. That sounds pretty fruity. And then, let me see if I can get those burbles. Oh, they are. Some of them are real and some of them are fake. So the great thing is, if you go into the menu, you can turn it off. So this is without fake sound.
But that also closes the valve.
Does it?
It does.
Well, that's good. Then it is actually a physical thing and not just software. Yeah. Okay. So you cannot have the sound, the fake sound, off separately from the exhaust valve. However, I don't think the fake sound in this car is too bad. It's just those fake pops. I don't really like those. So we've got X drive, but it does send quite a bit of power to the rear, and the balance in this thing is just absolutely perfect. As I said, they made some changes to the suspension, and that means that they now have this thing dialed into perfection. The balance between comfort and dynamic ability is just perfect. It feels a little bit less loose, especially at the rear, because they tightened everything up over there compared to the previous cars. And the LCI, the first LCI, the first facelift, they already improved the suspension compared to the first M340i. And then with this one, they improved it even more. And as I said, it is a big difference. We drive that, you know, we drive Martijn's car quite a lot, so we have a lot of ways to compare them, that you feel every little bit because you drive that car so often. And then when you drive this, it does feel like, well, not like a newer generation, but almost like it could be another 3 Series on some parts, not everything, but just the solidity of the suspension and the chassis, the way the car behaves. It feels a lot more planted and predictable. They also improved the gearbox, so these shifts, they are so quick. They're almost on a level that you would expect it to have, like a TCU tune, like a little gearbox tune. It's a lot quicker than the previous ones. Might also have something to do with that electric motor that sits in there. Maybe because you get a little bit of a boost on the shift. It feels a bit more punchy. So, punchy! Punchy! I was thinking about that as well. How I Met Your Mother. Punchy!
Punchy! Punchy! Punchy! Hey, Schmosby, remember when you dookied in your pants down by the lake? Unbelievable!
So, why is this the best car that BMW has ever made? You have that engine, as I said. Also, on a B road, on a mountain road, on a canyon drive, whatever tickles your fancy, this thing is a lot of fun, and it is proper quick. You can keep up with some serious sports cars with this thing, because you've got the all-wheel drive, you've got a lot of torque, a great gearbox, and just the handling balance is really good, especially on these tires, Pilot Sport 5s. There's a lot of grip, and it's faster than you would expect on a B road. It's also super comfy as a daily driver. It's practical, especially as a touring, which I love. I love this body style. I love the way this looks. And I love the way that this car, when you want it to be a little bit of a hooligan, it goes, you know, it follows you in that mood. But when you want it to just behave like a regular 3 Series, it also does that. When you turn everything down, go to comfort mode, it's just a regular automatic 3 Series with a very, very quiet, supple, amazing engine and gearbox combo that just works in any circumstance. It really does. That's why this is the best BMW they've ever made. Now, every way I think about it, and that's the conclusion, this thing can do everything. This is a slight issue for me though. I know that a lot of people are not going to care about this, but this is the top speed, 254, 255 sometimes. It ticks 255, but this is like 240, what was it? 243, 244 is usually what we end up with. And BMW says it will do 250, and I don't really like that. It's a small difference, but it's an important difference. Okay, so let's turn off the sound. It's so quiet. Because you have the valve closed and you don't have fake sound, and the thing is pretty well insulated. That's crazy. Also, interior-wise, we've got some new interior lighting, some new trim stuff. You have the iDrive 8.5 with the shortcuts, new steering wheel. Not the biggest fan of the steering wheel. I think the previous one was a little bit better. Seats are very good, big improvement. A lot of lateral support, and these high shoulders are great as well. I mean, I cannot really find anything on this car that I really don't like. I really don't like this whole iDrive 8.5 situation, you know that. Well, I could manage to live with that. I could do it. It's just, it's so good already. And then if you think about the tuning potential, the modifications you can do to make it even more exciting if you want. You could upgrade the suspension. Does it need an upgrade? Not really, to be honest. The first one really did. Martijn has KW on his car. It's a lot better than stock. With this one, I don't think it really needs it. So again, let me know in the comments what you think. Change my mind. Is this the best car BMW's ever made? If you agree, let me know. If you don't agree, let me know what you think is the best car that they've ever made. And yeah, curious to see what you guys think. Also, we have the regular driving mode. So I was talking about some things that they didn't change on this car according to BMW's latest trends. Well, this is one. We still have Sport, Sport Plus, Comfort, and Eco Pro. Eco Pro is pretty damn good, by the way. This car can be very economical. But you don't have all those ridiculous personal, expressive, headache, mood driving modes that don't really make any sense. So it still has some of the older features, which is great. So another update for the 3 Series. Well, there's going to be another one with that new engine, but this is the second facelift, and it's gotten even better. I didn't think it was possible, but it is very, very good. It could do with the speed limiter removal, because this is too easy for this thing, cruising at 250. And And as you know, we do a lot of BMW modifications. We also do a lot of M340i's, and a cool thing that we've discovered is we have a way to install the US and performance exhaust on European M340i's. It's not a direct fit, but we have found a way, and it is available in our shop. So if you have an M340i and you want an M performance exhaust, check that out. I will link the product below. It's a nice upgrade because it's a very, very good sound, and it is an OEM upgrade, which is also very good, which doesn't require any coding or tuning or unlocking or anything like that. So it's a very good plug and play upgrade to improve the sound of your M340i. We have a lot of stuff for M340i, so just have a look if you have one, or if you're looking at one, we've got you covered. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button, check out this video, this playlist, and we'll see you at the next one when we have the new engine in this car. Should be exciting as well. Thanks, bye.